10 years. We got married for 10 years, and I'll be giving us cake. You got the candles? You guys got cake and candles? Where are we doing cake? Who brought cake? You did, Howard? We got candles? All right.
The candles are in the cupboard, aren't they, Sean?
Oh, yeah, there are some in there. Get them going. Howard. Let's get the candles and cake.
Oh, you brought the book. Good. Let him bring it.
All right, so we got Big Ten one, man. Diaz. Coming up.
That's funny when you're in a meeting.
It's like being on a set, man. You gotta move, Let's go. Money's burning. Okay, ready?
Oh, yeah. We got one. Okay.
All right, on a three. 1, a 2, and a 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Henry. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back.
Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so Henry Alcoholic, and
Hey, Henry.
I came into prime time when we had it Studio 12 in 2005, and I had a year of sobriety, year and a half sobriety, and I listened to Casey, and I heard a different message in Alcoholics Anonymous that really shifted my thought process about Alcoholics Anonymous, and it pumped a lot of new energy into my program. The message here is something I always respect, and I love Casey's message of Bob Anderson. I know he started, I have all his CDs, I have Bob Anderson CDs, I listen to them all the time. I don't live in this area anymore, I live further away, but I used to come to the meeting all the time, and you know, it's just very important to me to understand the 12 steps, the way Casey explains them, the way it's done in prime time. You know, I'm grateful to Casey and the Klondike too. Thank you guys, because you guys have been doing this for a long time. You know, there's a bunch of primetime meetings now. I understand. There's like 5 or 6 or 7 of them. I don't know. There's another one starting out in Calabasas. In front of Mike just told me. So the message is great. So anybody that wants to, you know, try to see how your mind works. I mean, when Casey speaks, I mean, I think just like everything he said, I understand. You know, so I'm just really grateful to Casey and Klondike and Laurel. That's a lot of work here too. I'm grateful to Bob Anderson for starting this, and thank you for sharing.
Right on, man. Yeah, man. That gratitude's important. You know, knowing where it comes from, things, seeing them back. It's really cool to hear. All right, so would someone like to read the promises so we do a little meditation? Hey, Connie.
The promises. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
Thank you, Connie. Yeah. All right. Let's get yourself comfortable. Hit those lights if you would, the back lights, and then we're gonna listen to a little music, kind of get you quiet, and meditation, and sit you down. Uncross your legs, get yourself grounded to the floor. It's always a good thing. Try not to be all kinked up. You are an energy unit, so pretend that you're like a little battery, and you're gonna disconnect from thinking right now, and you're gonna disengage from thinking. We're gonna enter into the realm of the soul. Turn that front one on, please. Just the front one, leave that on. Thinking. Oh, the back one. There you go. Thank you. So anyway, get yourself comfortable and settle in. As you start doing the music, sometimes that will help you to quiet down. You know, it's let the music start to flow with you. So you can start to listen at first. And what you're listening for is that opportunity to disengage from your thinking. And that's done by desire. So it's an unwinding process. You had a long day of concentrating and looking at your life. And, you know, maybe it's been a good day. Maybe it's been a bad day. Whatever day it's been, you've dispensed a lot of energy. So how can we recharge? How can we get back to that source of energy when our bodies feel a sense of fatigue, when this three-dimensional world might wear us down? Maybe we're just overthinking things again. So how do we slow that mechanism down, that thinking process, when it gets out of control? It's through meditation. And we disengage from our thinking, and what we do engage in is we engage in our soul awakening. So in this moment, desire for your soul to be present right here, right now, disengaging from your body. And just be that energy within, that centering consciousness that you are, your soul. And call it forth in this moment by desire. And let the body take a back seat. Let your thinking just unwind. Sort of like a spring unwinding. As a spring can wind up by concentrating, and you can unwind your thinking by decentrating. So and that's just a desire to let all thoughts go. Just desire to let them go. Let them be free. Let them feel like they're just escaping from the top of your head. You're just unwinding into the vapors of life. So almost like a cup of water evaporating into vapor. Let your thoughts just let them release like a vapor. And therefore your soul will become ever more present. The way this happens by desiring my soul to come forward in this moment. To have that soul-to-soul communion with my Creator. This is the moment where everything else goes away. I find that quiet place, that stillness inside me that reassures me everything's okay. And that this is the truth. In this realm, my Creator can be with me, and I can be with my Creator, free from the body. You know, and what I'm doing is I'm improving my conscious contact. The desire is to have a greater contact with God, as I understand it, praying only for the knowledge of His will for me and the power to carry that out. In order to do that, I must build a relationship that I go into an isolated place with God so that I can come out in this three-dimensional world and coexist with God, work more hand in hand with God. So the purpose of meditation is just to have that isolated time where nothing else exists but my relationship with my Creator. And that's when I'm free. Truly free in this three-dimensional world to just be. To know that I am spirit and I'm okay. And nothing in this three-dimensional world can ever hurt my soul. That my body is not who I am. That I am the centering consciousness, which is my soul inside. That I am the sum total of my passions. And that I'm trying to get in touch with those passions to be free. Free to express creatively. Free to express the truth of who I am with no fear. Knowing that I'm never alone. One moment at a time. In meditation, I affirm that truth with my Creator, that I'm not alone. That this is connection here. In this realm. And that in this realm, the depth of that stillness, the quiet, that I know that when I touch God, everything's okay. That truth comes from that meditation process, from the application of desiring to be one with my God, to be one in this moment and have that soul-to-soul communion outside of the body, separate from the body. That centering energy that centers me, knowing that the light of God centers me. My desire is for my light and God's light to become one. So as I sit in this moment, timelessly, I ask God to be one with me, and therefore every request is always immediately fulfilled in God's realm. Every desire is immediately fulfilled. And as soon as you desire to be one with God, then you are one with God. And now I build that awareness of what it's like to be one with God. As I make that petition, I get familiar with that feeling, that connection, that when I'm one with God, there's no more parts. Everything quiets down. And there's such a great sense of safety and security and sureness, knowing that in this realm, this is the truth. This is what guides my life in this three-dimensional world, that the three-dimensional world can be a lie. It can deceive me from who I am. But in this realm, when it's just me and God, I can be in the truth. And I can be free in who I am, comfortable with who I am today, learning to love myself more and more, as God would want me to love myself. That's how I learned to love myself today. Not how somebody else would, but God, my Creator, my loving God, the loving light that centers me. How would you love myself right now? How would you have me care for myself in this moment, God? And that when I'm one with God, it's the ultimate love. And that I learn to love myself for who I am, needing not to change for anybody or anything. That my sole desire is to win God's approval. No human being could approve me for who I am. Only God could and would if He were sought in this moment. Sought means something I'm doing right now. And right now, in this moment, we are all bonding with our Creator. We are all desiring that oneness, so there's no more separateness, no more isolation. That in the Spirit I can be one with everybody. Most importantly, I can know God in me as I know me in me. I'm starting to know God in me the way I'm starting to learn about me in me. And they become one by desire. So as that desire is fulfilled to be one with God, I start to engage in the realm of ecstasy, where I'm exceedingly content and fulfilled in this moment, as I'm free in the Spirit, not limited by the body anymore, not limited by time and space when I enter the soul world, the fourth dimension they call it. And then we are there and now, in that fourth dimension, in the truth, beyond form, to the essence. Who are you really? And can you love yourself in God's light in this moment? Can you see love inside you and connect to it and know you have a right to feel that love for yourself? If we want others to love us, then wouldn't God want us to learn how to love ourselves before we ask for others to love us? And then in this moment, we are learning the essence of true love, which is the love of ourselves. That's true love. From there, we can know a greater love. But until we learn to love ourselves, one moment at a time, as God would love us, how could we truly connect to anybody else? So connect to yourself in this moment, to your Creator, to the light of love that centers you. Be free in love. Be free as being one with God, your God, understood by you, nobody else. This is your relationship. Nobody but you and your Creator can be in this realm. No one can take this from you, and no one can give this to you. You must reach for it yourself in this moment. Reach for your own light, and reach for God's light, and let them become one through your desire. Knowing that every desire is immediately fulfilled. So desire in this moment for God's will and your will to become one. For God's light and your light to become one. For your essence to be God's essence through desire. And feel the joy of God's joy. Just think of the joy that God gets to feel, which we call ecstasy. And now in this realm is your connection to that truth, to the ecstasy that centers each and every one of us. This is worth fighting for. This is worth grasping onto. This is eternal. This is the truth. And and enjoy your oneness in this moment. And so it is. You are one. Now feel that power, that oneness. You're no longer divided. You're no longer alone. You and God have become one by desire. Your light and God's light are one. Connect to that truth. And let the essence of these words, these truths, be your truths. Not just words, but the meaning behind the words. As the glory of God's light descends upon us, our souls are awakened. And God's light is all around us. It shines through us. God's light encompasses us. We are all dissolved in God's light in this moment. God's light and our light have become one. It's in this moment that you can become immersed in your own light, as it is one with God's light. Know your light now. Desire to connect to your light. Let your light be strong. Let it be the truth for who you are. Everything you are is inside you now. It's no longer outside you. Everything worth anything is inside you now. That which you have to give to this world is not on the outside, it's on the inside. The true gift of who you are is what's inside you, not what's outside you. As God's light and our light have become one. I'm in God's light, knowing God's light now. Comfortable in God's light. Familiar with God's light. And here I say,